This is my classroom environment video. I am an ENL teacher for push-in and pull-out for grades 3 to 5. My first rotation takes place at PS 41, a Title I public school in Staten Island, New York. The school currently serves students in grades pre-K through 5th grade. I am currently a long-term substitute teacher for ENL for grades 3 to 5. I am servicing students 5 days a week for push-in, pull-out, and standalone services at all English proficiency levels, which includes entering, emerging, transitioning, expanding, and commanding. The room that I am in is a shared space. It is the ENL room as well as a room for the student support staff. I share the room with the K through 2 ENL teacher, the literacy coach at the school, and a literacy specialist that comes in to work with students 3 times a week. The classroom is set up in 4 main sections. We have the large meeting area and the student table. We have the K to 2 ENL teaching space. We have the 3 to 5 ENL teaching space, and we also have the literacy coach desk corner as well as a library wall. These pictures show the meeting area and the student space. I use this space when I pull students out of class for ENL services. In this space, we have a whiteboard, a document camera, and a Promethean board for the lessons. To maximize learning potential, it is important for classrooms to be open and visually stimulating. It is important to be strategic with the existing space. For ELs, it is beneficial to have a designated learning spots in the classroom. This is the K to 2 ENL teaching space. In this area, in addition to the teaching space at the teacher's desk, there is also a rug for lessons. In this space, there are whiteboards, manipulatives, and visual aids to support the students. There is also a bulletin board with information for students to refer to. This is the ENL 3 to 5 teaching space. There are chairs at the teacher's desk for standalone teaching sessions. Behind the desk, there is a large variety of books. It varies from parent lending books to book sets, leveled books, and student interest books. On the bulletin board in that area, more visuals are displayed for ELs to refer to. There are many visual aids around the classroom. We have a writing station in one corner and an alphabet chart with pictures on top of the writing center. There is a calendar and the months of the year. This is to support students in their letter recognition and spelling. Also, there's a synonym chart for common words. Synonyms for words that are commonly used for the words, for example, said and like. This is a good visual support for ELs when writing. It gives them a reference to use different words when writing responses instead of saying the same common word over and over again. There's also a visual bulletin board for students. It has a section for letters, words, and sentences. Adding a word wall that caters to grades 3 to 5 to the classroom would be beneficial to the students. A word wall is important because students can use the words as a reference during reading and writing, making them more independent while teaching them how to use a reference tool. It can also help students see patterns and differences of words. There's also a bulletin board for Snap Word Stars. Snap Word Stars, this is the bulletin board that keeps track of Snap words learned and mastered for each student. This is designated for the younger students, but it would be helpful to have something like this incorporated for the upper grade L students as well. There's also a bulletin board for just student work. This is the bulletin board for books that students have made to read. It is also important for ELs to see their work displayed. It provides for an opportunity to learn from others and to appreciate the work of others. In the shared space, there's also a large classroom library along the back wall. In this classroom library, there are a variety of books: leveled books, book sets, parent lending library books, and student interest books, such as books about holidays, animals, fairy tales, poetry, and even kids' and teachers' favorite books. Additional supports. In the room, there is a writing station along with a classroom dictionary and thesaurus. It is important to have a designated area for all writing material. A classroom dictionary and thesaurus is important because it is one of the basic building blocks for learning new words and simple translations. This is extremely important for ELs. There are also motivational quotes posted in the room. These are meant to be inspirational messages to help students focus and to be more productive. There is also a bookshelf designated for word games, letter blocks, and additional reference books. The alphabet tiles are ideal for letter identification, letter practice, and for building new words. There are also sight word, homonyms, consonants, and bingo games. There is also a variety of the pop and match sounds game, which includes the beginning sounds, middle sounds, and ending sounds. There are also additional dictionaries on the shelf on the bottom. There are picture dictionaries and thesauruses. This is good for entering and emerging levels. They also have an ESL dictionary and dictionaries in different languages, such as Russian, Chinese, Polish, etc. English-only dictionaries are not only super useful for teaching new words, but it helps students understand pronunciation and spelling rules. Some dictionaries even have sections in the back of the book which lists rhyming words, synonyms, and antonyms. In the classroom, there is also a closet of index cards and post-it notes. They're also available in the writing area of the classroom as well. Index cards are a handy ESL teaching tool. This is ideal for making vocabulary flashcards, games, notes, and sentence starters. Post-it notes are also ideal for students to mark up questions as they read without stopping. It is also used to make note of unfamiliar words. This can also be done with highlighters. By incorporating labels around the classroom and labeling things on items around the room, it helps to create an environment that puts students at ease and contributes to self-directing learning. It helps students develop responsibility as they care for the materials they use. In my future classroom, I will be sure to add these labels on items around the room because it helps students connect the label with the item that is in the room. And this concludes my classroom environment video.